And away we go. It's just me. I thought there was going to be a countdown before this, but it just started recording instantly. So, anyway, it's just me at the moment. Eric's going to join soon. He's just walking his dog at the moment. And once again, not sure about risk. Maybe he would like to at some point when he feels like it. But otherwise, can't be asked. Don't blame him. However, it must go on. Although, as of this recording, I was expecting to attend something as part of, the next step in my life. Like, the chapter, the preparing for the global stage. However, there have been a couple of complications, putting it politely. It's not their fault, it's just very confusing. It was just lost in translation, so I thought it was tomorrow, but it was actually tonight. I didn't have much time to prepare. However, I will be sure to attend future evenings going forward. So, yeah, we all make mistakes. What's important is that we learn through them. I think there was a saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. No pain, no gain. Although that doesn't make any sense in my situation. However, we grow as people, and eventually we'll ascend beyond our past selves. And yeah, let's jump right into the news. Harvard researcher accused of smuggling frog embryos faces additional charges. Okay then, that's a interesting story, and I can't stress that enough. It's interesting. I never thought I'd see before. Ksenia Petrova, a Russian scientist, was indicted by a federal grand jury. Hello, Eric.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Just reading the first story, and you won't believe what the headline is.
What is the headline?
Harvard researcher accused of smuggling frog embryos faces additional charges.
I'm sorry, what? Frog
Yeah, that's
embryo?
yes, that's what I was thinking. Like,
What? Okay, what would a researcher want with frog embryos if this is true?
I have no idea.
What are you gonna turn them gay? Nah, let me stop. Nah, you like Alex Jones said, turning the frogs gay. Like that's where I get it from. But anyways,
Okay.
yes. Like, what would anybody want with frog embryos?
Oh, who knows? Petrova faces up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine if convicted of the smuggling charge, and up to 5 years and a $250,000 fine for the other charges.
What are the other charges
The summary doesn't specify. Let's just say she'll have to pay this much and
for
spend
the
that many
frog
years.
embryo? For
Yes,
the
for the
frog
frog
embryos.
embryos. Yes.
Okay. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. They better have a good reason on why they would want to smuggle frog embryos somewhere, anywhere. Literally, why? And also, why is it that harsh of a scent? Why is it that harsh for frog embryos? They must be very special.
Yes. There has to be some kind of value that not many people thought.
I would assume there. Would like. I know the article probably doesn't state it, but I would like to know what She was. That person was planning on using those frog embryos for. Like, were you trying to genetically modify them? Like, what whole thing?
Well, it's it's still developing as we go, and eventually we will find out eventually.
Yeah, that's for sure. We will definitely find out eventually what that person is wanted to use those frogs for. But regardless, a bit of a weird headline, but it's a headline.
It's something.
It's definitely something. But let's see what's in the news. Let's see what else is in the news.
Bezos and Sanchez arrive in Venice for marathon wedding party.
Interesting. All right. Wedding party sounds fun. Let's hear more about that.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez arrived at Venice's Marco Polo Airport on June 24th, 2025, before their multi-day wedding celebrations. The couple's wedding plans follow their public relationship since 2019 and engaged in 2023 amid local concerns about over-tourism and protests. They traveled by water taxi to the St. Regis Hotel and planned 3 themed parties, including a pajama party, while the city limited guests to 200 people. A city statement said that it will be easy to accommodate the event without disrupting residents, and a card requested no gifts but contributions in honor of attendees. The lavish wedding sparked protests with activists urging Bezos to pay more tax, highlighting Venice's fragility amidst climate concerns and tourist pressures.
Out of everything in that whole story, the one thing that pointed out to me was water taxi. What is that?
It's essentially a boat, but it's not just a regular boat that you would see where you just get on and do some fishing. It's more of a where I'm from, people call it a ferry.
Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, I know what a ferry is. Never been on one, but I know what it is.
The water taxi is just a small scale ferry.
I see. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, when you said water taxi, I was legitimately thinking of like a taxi that can go underwater, or like I don't know, maybe there's like some tube. There's like some tubes that like from under the water, and like the taxi just travels from there, from there and back. Like that. That's what I was thinking. That'd also be pretty. That'd also be a pretty cool thing to do. So they should really look into that. I think there are trains that do that as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's like the one thing that pointed out to me. Like, I'm gonna be honest. As for their wedding, though, cool, cool. I really don't have much of an opinion on that. Just two people getting married. Everyday thing, everyday occurrence. Just rich people getting married. Two rich people getting married. So it's not really much to. There's not really much to say in terms of that. But congratulations. Yeah, that's all I got. Anyways, is there anything else in the news?
Judge rules AI training on copyrighted books as fair use, faults pirated library.
All right, let's hear more.
On Wednesday, United States District Judge Vince Jahabria ruled in San Francisco that Meta prevailed against 3 authors, accusing it of copyright infringement involving its AI model, Llama. In 2023, a group of writers filed a lawsuit against Meta, accusing the company of using unauthorized copies of their books to train the AI model Llama, a key issue in ongoing disputes over copyright and AI training data. Judge Chahabria determined that Meta's use of the copyrighted works was transformative and fell under fair use, emphasizing that the plaintiffs did not provide sufficient proof that Meta's AI training caused harm to the market or diluted the value of the original books. Jahabria emphasized that the ruling is limited to the 13 plaintiffs involved and does not legalize all use of copyrighted material for AI training. While a Meta representative expressed gratitude for the court's ruling, the ruling and a similar early one favoring Anthropic highlights legal complexity in AI training, leaving room for future lawsuits as Fallon's transformative use against potential market harm.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I will say this: copyright is definitely something to take seriously, especially in terms of AI, knowing what AI is capable of and what AI can do in general. So, so I'd say like whoever's in the right, yeah, obviously. I hope they get what they need. Whoever's in the wrong, I hope they get what they deserve. Do you have any thoughts on that?
All I can say is it's great to see there is some kind of progress to ensure that there is stability in terms of being able to have claims on copyrights and other trademarks regarding any use of AI to any extent, but it's still a long way to go to ensure that whatever copyrighted or trademark material is out there, there has to be a way for the creators, the owners, or whoever, or the authors of such content, they get to call them out to ensure that, to some extent, they are credited for their work and they can get some, or at least a contribution of value is poured towards them.
That is true. That is true. But I just found out going off that a minute, I just found out a couple of minutes ago that Ratatouille 2 is reportedly in the works at Disney. Huh. Not excited, huh?
You know, this is a very, very grey area, and I cannot stress that enough. On one hand, Pixar, enough with the sequels! Good grief! But on the other hand, Ratatouille is one of my favourite films, so this I will allow. But please, Pixar, no more sequels unless the public demands it. That I will say.
Yeah, I will say this, man. It's like, they make too many sequels. They make too many sequels, but, like, I guess with Ratatouille, I'll make an exception because it's like, I don't know, the movie came out years ago. And
That
they
is a good
haven't really.
film.
Yeah, and it's a good film, and they haven't really touched it. They haven't really touched the idea since.
I'm surprised they haven't released the sequel sooner.
Honestly, yeah, me too. There are a lot of movies I'm surprised they haven't reached a sequel to. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm surprised they didn't make a sequel to Shark Tales, like, at all. Yet.
Well, at the time, it wasn't doing very, very well, so...
Really? Huh.
Yeah, last time I remember, the amount of money made in the box office, it wasn't bad, but it was not very spectacular. It was kind of mid at best.
Oh, but now it's a classic.
Yes, it's a classic now because people all over social media are sharing the greatest moments, and there's so much romanticization regarding the characters, the plots, and yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The one thing I realized, getting as I got older, is that, like, the shark Lenny, he was gay. But that's what I realized. It's like they as a youth, what's the word, euphemism? They, like, said that he was a vegetarian, but it's like when you really look into it, it's like, yeah, the shark is gay. But other than that, the movie is pretty. Other than that, the movie's pretty good. Didn't really distract from the movie. I still watch it every now and then. When I have nothing else to watch. But yeah, it's like I didn't know it wasn't doing well back then though. Huh. Okay. Yeah, like, I can, if it wasn't then, yeah, I can see why it never reached a sequel sooner then. But yeah, it's like I just want to share that. It's like, Ratatouille coming out with another movie, Ratatouille 2. They're touching the topic again. Let's see what they do with it, because I want to see what they do with this movie, because I think that they can do something great. But if they make a Ratatouille 3 in the next couple of years after this movie, then, man, I'm like, okay, man, now you're just doing too much.
Also, it's a missed opportunity. They could have called it Ratatouille. You know what I mean?
That is clever. That is clever, actually. That's clever. Ratatouille.
E.
Ah. That is actually really clever. That was a missed opportunity, but I mean, they said it's in the works right now, so they probably could change it to that.
Yeah.
Ratatouille. I don't know, but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like, I'd say I would assume the animation is going to be vastly different, though.
Oh yeah, it was 2007 the first Ratatouille film came out, so who knows what drastic, wild difference in the visuals and the graphics that we will see when it does come out.
Yeah, honestly. We just have to see what happens from here. We really just have to see what happens from here. Like, they're remaking. I'm pretty sure they've remade Toy Story more times than actually, not even more times than we can count, but they've revisited Toy Story a lot of times. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make Ratatouille 5 in the distant future. They should. They really shouldn't. I can tolerate 3, but after 4, it's like, okay, man, you're doing too much. Yeah, but, like, I hope they do keep it at 2, And if they make 3, that should be the last time then. Shoot. But and they also should have made those types of movies early when it was up there and popular. But who knows? People will probably come back for more. Even if it's like decades later. So we're gonna see what happens from here.
Indeed.
But anyways, yeah. Is there anything else in the news?
At least 10 unalived, 15 injured in Colombia landslide, says regional governor.
Wow, that's unfortunate. Let's hear more about that.
A deadly landslide struck Bello, Antioquia, Colombia on June 25th, burying homes and killing at least 10 people. Heavy rains caused streams to overflow and triggered the landslide, worsening risk after previous May landslides. Authorities ordered evacuations of over 60 damaged homes in Medellin and deployed rescue teams using dogs and drones. Mayor Federico Gutierrez reported 11 deaths and 15 missing, with more than 1,500 people sheltered, stating ongoing emergency support. The landslide highlights ongoing hazards in Antioquia's rainy season and requires extensive resources for rescue and rebuilding efforts.
I will say this: it's always unfortunate to hear that someone got killed from a rainstorm or any natural disaster. My condolences go out to the family who lost those people, and yeah, it's just a very unfortunate situation. I would wish that no one would have to die, but it's like I always say, if more than that died, it just would have been an extreme catastrophe. It's still unfortunate whether if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lives being lost. No matter how low the number of lives being lost, it's unfortunate that people lose their lives due to circumstances such as this one. So hopefully they're all resting in peace. Yeah, it's just very unfortunate. Do you have anything to add?
I have nothing else to add. I can't stress enough the devastation and the outcry for all those people in Colombia right now.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most of the people in Colombia were scared. We're scared of that. What happened there?
The landslide.
Yeah, the landslide. And it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. It really is.
Very sad.
Yeah. But yeah. Is there anything else in the news?
Bumble jumps 26% as dating company plans to axe 30% of workforce.
Bumble jumps. Huh. Okay. Let's hear about how Bumble jumped.
On Wednesday, Bumble Inc. revealed plans to reduce its global staff by about 30%, which amounts to roughly 240 job cuts. The layoffs are part of a comprehensive restructuring effort designed to adjust the company's operational framework to better support its key strategic goals. Last month, the company reported disappointing earnings for the first quarter, but has since increased its revenue expectations for the second quarter to a range of $244 million to $249 million. Bumble plans to incur one-time expenses ranging from $30 million to $18 million related to severance and other associated costs, while expecting to achieve $40 million in annual cost savings that will be invested back into product and technology development. Following the announcement, Bumble's shares rose more than 26%, reflecting investor confidence in the company's strategy to improve long-term growth and resilience.
Well, great for Bumble. Have you ever used Bumble before?
No, I haven't.
Honestly, me neither. I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't used it either. But hey, that is great. That is great news for Bumble. They're getting back on top when they were right on the bottom. Although they would have still been fine because they have a bunch of money behind them. It's great to see that they're getting back up there in terms of people trying to get cheap hookups or just try or find the one on there or find the one on their on that dating application. So hey, good for Bumble. Great for Bumble. Amazing.
Absolutely.
amazing for Bumble, and I wish them nothing more than extreme success on whatever they decide to do next. I'll be honest, I'm probably not gonna go on Bumble. I'm probably never going to join Bumble, but never say never. Might be way too lazy to actually go out. So who knows? Maybe I'm not gonna diss Bumble, but I'm probably not gonna join it anytime soon. So good luck to them. Good luck to Bumble. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the news?
Switzerland's ebbing glaciers show a new strange phenomenon, holes reminiscent of Swiss cheese.
All right, let's see what's so Swiss about that cheese.
Switzerland's glaciers are developing holes resembling Swiss cheese due to climate change, impacting their structure. The decline of glaciers in the Swiss Alps has been steady since the 1980s, with 2022 and 2023 noted as the worst years. Holes in the glaciers are likely caused by water turbulence and airflows, leading to concerns about glacier health. An expert remarked that these glaciers are a Swiss cheese that is getting more holes everywhere, noting the negative implications for their future.
Wait, so just to be clear, we're not talking about literal Swiss cheese, right? It's just the.
It's just the Swiss Alps having a resemblance of Swiss cheese.
I see. Okay. So what are your thoughts on that? I was.
Well, I'm here.
Oh, hey, Risk.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised with Disney making a Ratatouille sequel. Well, we all know they're fucking got nothing. They're
Yeah.
fucking puke.
They're desperate.
They're
Oh, they are.
desperate. Like, fuck, they're desperate. Like, they're not. They think that their new deal. They think they're new. They think the Fantastic Four movie is going to make money. I don't think it's going to make money because to me it just seems like a Sue Storm movie. And it doesn't seem like you're not seeing much from this movie. You're not hearing much good things from it, and I don't honestly think it'll make them money. I personally think it might even do worse than freaking the last. It might actually do worse than Snow White.
You
That's the
think?
truth. Yeah, it might.
Oh, I don't think anything
Honestly, I don't think any movie that's coming out made by any big company will do anything worse than the live action Snow White movie.
I actually
Because
think it'll do
there's a
close to Snow
reason
White.
for that. There's
I
a
think,
reason for
I
that.
think, I think the Fantastic Four movie, from what I'm hearing, will probably might even top it, or might even be close to it. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, any movie any movie they're making in general is just another desperate attempt to just make money.
Yes.
You know, they don't really have any original ideas, unfortunately. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If they can't think of any original ideas in terms of a movie,
Well, I don't have any ideas.
probably because they used up all the good ideas. But even still, there's still ideas to be made.
They don't have any ideas. Their creativity's dead. All Disney is now is a bunch of creative hacks that probably, quite frankly, people that are in positions that, quite frankly, should never have been put in positions are, but they simply did because back in the day, a couple of years back in Disney, each movie they always had to promote someone. So they put like an intern, right? You could be an intern, right? And then a couple months later, you could get your own fucking writing your own fucking movie or directing your own fucking movie. You put people. The thing is, you don't work people up the chain properly. So they've got a bunch of fucking newbie woke people that came out of UC Berkeley that quite honestly have no real qualifications, which is sad. A lot of the people they have no qualifications that are in Disney, and I feel like Warner Bros is potentially up for sale.
Why would you say that?
Because they're splitting the company specifically for that. Because Sony has intentions when the split comes. Sony has intentions to buy the more profitable side of the new company of Warner. Mainly the company that has Warner Bros. Max, the streaming service Max, DC, Harry Potter, and a bunch of other IP. The one, and basically the Discovery side, the dead end, that's basically the cable networks. They're hoping some idiot will probably acquire that. Or quite honestly, they're going to just use it as a debt pile. To be honest, I can see Sony acquiring parts of Warner Bros. Right? Mainly just because imagine adding Crunchyroll and Max into one streaming service. Now, that would be something.
Ooh, now you mention it,
You have Crunchyroll with all
that
its
that'd be
anime.
immense.
Crunchy with all its anime, and you got fucking Warner Bros. With all its freaking content. That'd be something really interesting. Plus, you could also roll in Sony's music catalog as well.
That's really gonna shake up the streaming service industry.
Plus, imagine if you added PlayStation games to that as well.
But yeah, Sony and its PlayStations.
Imagine adding PlayStation's freaking apparent monthly subscription access game catalog, plus Crunchyroll, plus Sony Music, plus all of Max's content library. That'd be mad.
It just sounds too good to be true.
Well, someone's going to acquire it. I personally think Lionsgate potentially could be. Lionsgate is also another merger in that. There's other companies that are looking to acquire Warner Bros. Assets. Prime Video is one of them as well, and potentially Microsoft. But the thing is, I think Sony would be acquiring them mainly for the film catalog, but also mainly for the game studio, Hogwarts Legacy and all the other games. That's the real main reason. So what else is there?
Right now, major pornography sites to introduce robust age verification for UK users.
Robust is the key word.
Trust me,
Yes,
nobody
absolutely.
watches porn. Nobody watches porn anymore. Vast majority of because of certain Wi-Fi things now, they no longer even allow to even access it. So the vast majority probably fucking don't use it anymore. Besides porn, again, that business is kind of dead, ain't it?
Mostly, yes.
Yeah, mostly.
No offense, but that business is dead. The reason why OnlyFans guy is trying to sell out because he knows for a fact that his business will be entirely wrecked. He's hoping to cash out. But the thing is, who's going to touch that? Private equity people aren't going to touch it. The only people I can think of private equity. Pension funds ain't going to touch that. Private equity firms like BlackRock and Fidelity ain't going to touch that. Only people I can think are maybe private equity firms. And even then, why would you buy a business like that if you don't think it's going to be worth money?
It's true. That is true. Soon AI is going to get so advanced that you can make your own porn star.
You're going to be able to make your own designer girl, you're going to be able to make your own girlfriend and wife. Did you hear the story from CBS? I think it was CNN, the people that own CNN, right? CBS, right? They made a documentary about this guy that was cheating on his wife with an AI.
You cheat on your wife with a digital woman? You trade the real thing?
And it basically got the woman and the guy in the room together, right? And the woman, the wife and the husband in the room, and basically said, look, if your wife asked you to stop doing this, would you stop doing this? Would you? And he said, are you going to stop doing this? And he said no.
So you're trading the real thing for a computer, for your right hand.
Sad, yeah.
It's really sad.
Sad.
Look, man, it's like, I'll be honest, if I was a woman, I'd feel insulted.
Women brought it on themselves, Eric. They acted all tough in that. Oh, unless he makes six figures or a certain amount of money, and he basically made it illegal for men to approach women without getting a fucking sexual harassment lawsuit.
That's true. No, I mean, if I was,
can't be fucked.
I mean, if I was his,
look. Most people make minimum wage, right? They don't make a lot, right? The last thing they want to do is be paying some woman being fucked by the courts, and I'm to pay this woman out money for just talking to them.
No, I mean, if I was his wife, I would feel insulted that you would leave me for. But yeah, no, you're right. Women did do that to themselves. It's unfortunate.
And the ones that actually do generally want everything, they have to make it clear. They have to make it clear because men aren't approaching anymore because for good fucking reason. Why did you take the fucking chance? And they ask, and this is a thing that's happening not just in America; it's happening in China as well.
Oh, dang, China.
Yeah, the whole thing with China, right? You have to, if you want to get married to a woman in China, you have to provide a house. You have to provide a dowry. Like, honestly, if it's not over a certain amount, you're not getting married. Like, if you don't make a certain amount, you're just going to end up being single.
You're not
can't afford to get married.
You're not getting married.
Yeah. These women are worth 500 to 1 million freaking yen. basically yen dowries and houses, and he's got to be freaking a certain bit of height. He's got to be over a certain height. But let's be real here: the Chinese people aren't known for their height.
That's true. That's
the
true.
Same height as freaking Japanese and Koreans. So they're
hey, some of them might even go outside of the race just to get the height requirement too. Some of them, not all.
Most of the Chinese men, right? They're moving. They're getting people from Thailand. They're getting people from Vietnam. Mainly just from the quite free reason they don't ask for a dowry. They even marrying Russians to a certain point.
I mean, hey,
and these women are saying, why are these, and even Australians and Westerners, and they're saying, why the hell, why are these people, these high class women, right? They class anybody over 30 as basically a leftover woman, and she is. Japanese people are even more brutal than us. Any woman that's over 30 left over.
That's probably why some of them don't even want to say their age, because it's like they know.
Because they don't know over. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably why they're.
As much as I despise the CCP, the Chinese people are great people. It's the freaking CCP that's the problem, and it's some Chinese. It's like America, right? Americans, right? There are some Americans that make them look like idiots abroad, but same with Brits. There's a bunch of freaking people in the UK that probably make us look like twats. But again,
that's probably why there is some like women who are like 30 and like up to 50 who are single.
And some of that's just by their choice. Some of them they get told by the freaking become by their friends. Oh, you can do so much better. Leave him. And then they realise maybe I can't do much better. You leave the bloke, and he wants something to do. You want to try. She wants to get back together with you, but you don't want to because, quite frankly, you've just been burned too many times. You just enjoy the rest of your life. You've had your kids. You've done your patriotic duty. You've had kids.
Yeah, that's true.
You preferred your bloodline. Just piss them out now. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's true. I would say, like, if it didn't work out with my significant other, as long as I had kids,
yeah,
I can say, okay, one good thing.
I did my thing.
Yeah, I'll say one.
Yeah,
I would say one good thing came out of this marriage is that I had you kids.
Jamie, what do you think the chances that Japan and South Korea eventually become U.S. states?
Jamie?
Yes.
What's the chance that Japan and South Korea become U.S. states?
Very, very unlikely.
Really? Their population's declining.
They may be declining, but they're not desperate to join another country to combat its declining population.
I thought Japanese people loved America.
They do, but not to the point of joining as another state.
Hey, there can be a bunch of like Asian children, white and Asian.
There already is.
Oh, really?
Japanese. There's fucking tons of Japanese people, Japanese Americans. For fuck's sake.
No, I said
Japanese people love coming to the UK. There's a lot of Japanese people in this country.
No, I said like half white, half Asian children.
There already is.
Well, okay. Oh, cool.
It's not where you live though. It's
I know.
It's in like Florida, Philadelphia, certain parts of the South.
The Florida,
even in Texas,
one does make sense. It seems like
tons of Filipinos in Florida and Cubans.
I did not know there were Filipinos in Florida, or tons of them at least.
Filipino and Cuban population.
They all migrated there?
During the Castro regime, a lot of Cubans migrated over to Florida.
Yeah.
Over the time, it's become a very big thing. Cubans have become more and more important to the party over the years. There's even Asians that are part of the party as well. I can't remember. It's LA. I think it's Florida, right? There's a representative that's Asian. I think Asian.
I feel like there's more China. I feel like there's more Chinese.
That's what I've been wondering. Yeah, I've been thinking maybe is that the reason why they've elected some communist? And how the hell do you get to run for government after coming naturalizing after 7 years?
I don't.
That needs to be fucking changed.
Question is, will they do it?
They won't change.
I thought
changed for national security reasons. Something that Democrats can agree on. How can someone that has only been a citizen for 7 years run for office? You have to be 30 years to be able to run for fucking president.
Yo, imagine if he did run for president.
I'm pretty sure he has ambitions for that.
Yeah, first mayor, then president.
I have my suspicions that this guy's going to run for senator, a senator seat in New York in a couple of years' time, and I don't think we can allow that to happen.
I think people only voted for him because they wanted Eric Adams out.
No,
It's not just Eric Adams. It's Andrew Cuomo as
I
well.
actually think Eric Adams is not that bad of a fucking guy. I would take him over the guy you've got. Is there still a chance that he can lose?
To be honest, I'm not too familiar with how primaries and mayoral election in New York City works, but I'm presuming that if Zoran Mandan,
I'd take Eric Adams over frickin' that guy any fucking day, because quite frankly, at least Eric Adams wants to fucking work with the Trump administration deporting these cunts, the illegals. We can make a deal with Eric Adams to fucking get these people deported, the criminals deported. This guy's basically said he wants to stop working with ICE. His idea is to make state-run supermarkets. Doesn't that sound a bit communist to you?
but that's the minimum,
The thing
in
is,
my
though,
opinion.
how can a state run a fucking supermarket? And they said it's not going to be on a for-profit model. Then how are you going to fucking make money? How are you going to afford the fucking thing? It's just going to be a brain drain. Are you going to do something like a cooperative where you basically have local farmers pulling their stuff together to sell products in the store, and the government pays a contract? Someone pays a contract, or is it going to be run by charities? I don't get it. But heck, I wish him good luck.
Hey. Yeah, the world's just definitely changing in ways.
And very complicated.
Yeah, very complicated.
What else is there? Do you think there's a chance that we can flip? What states do you think there's a chance that we could flip? Conservatives can flip in the next election. Do you think we could take back Philadelphia?
Depends on which part of the government for the midterms, or are you talking about the next presidential election?
No, I'm talking about flipping California, flipping Philadelphia as an actual state. At least with its senators, at least. I think they have a high chance of flipping Philadelphia. I also think they might have a high chance at flipping Arizona back to the red. I think we might lose parts of Georgia. I think we might lose Georgia, though. Do you think we'll ever be able to join America as a state, Jamie?
I mean, ideas are still going to be floating about. Physically executing the idea is going to take a lot longer than we initially want it to happen. It will take a lot more years.
What do we need to do? Like, for fuck's sake, the country's fucked. I don't want to see this country become a failed state. I don't want us to end up breaking up like the Balkans in Greece and being a vassal, having no power.
The thing is, that suggestion is not within the elite's radars right now. They're not toying with the idea of the United Kingdom joining the US as a 51st state.
Why not? We benefit from it.
The thing is, there's going to be people arguing about their sovereignty.
Well, we have sovereignty. We can be a sovereign state of the USA. We get our guns. We get freedom of speech rights. Don't get me wrong, I don't think we'd be a conservative state. I think parts of the UK might be a conservative state. But again, they're likely to fucking take massive amounts of freaking electoral votes. Massive amounts of electoral seats. What do you think the chances are that California breaks into multiple different states?
I think out of all of the nation building,
instead of literally, and why don't we break instead of 3 states? Why don't we break California into 2 states? Right? What if we create the state of LA? We keep the state of California, right? That can consist of rural California. That can include Dallas, San Diego, Cupertino, and then we have one side that's basically, the parts where Hollywood, LA, San Francisco, UC Berkeley, all that areas, right? Los Angeles, maybe Malibu as well, right? All that area becomes its own little state. It can become the state of LA. It can become the fucking state of Los Angeles, for all I care.
So separating California into the urban and the rural sides.
Yes, the rural side, they become their own state. They can keep the state. They can either keep the state of California, or they can rebrand to something. What's the name of the capital of California?
Sacramento is the capital of California.
Why not call it the state of Sacramento? State of LA? Los Angeles and the state of Sacramento. Because I think there's two different things, right? You've got the rural area and you've got the city area. The rural area is being outvoted by the freaking cities. The cities, they think they're all great. I do that for that state as well. I'd also maybe be in favour of creating a new state out of Texas as well. The state of Texas. So this state would basically consist of Houston, basically the more urbanized city bit that's coming in Texas. But yeah, so what else is there?
Mexico probes contamination from SpaceX rocket explosion that landed in its territory.
Oh, what are they gonna fucking do? Are Trump and Musk still good mates? Or are they?
Well, I haven't heard of what the two have to say about each other, so I'm guessing they're still playing the kind of charades phase of trying to say we're not getting along, like we're going our separate ways, and Musk is doing
No, Trump actually. Elon still likes Trump. The only difference is that he's not saying publicly because it's fucking hammering. The left are hammering his companies.
Yeah, it's what they want the public to think.
There's no reason why Musk should have had to return. It's the fact that literally Department of Government Efficiency. My only thing is the fact that they've literally they kind of shoehorn that they've kind of stopped with the Department of Government Efficiency. I think there's a lot more of it we could go after, but they're not going to do it because it goes against their financial interests. All the Jews, I've been added to 9 different Stop Zorhan Mandani group chats. Let me say this publicly. At least we know that he's a threat. Mandani only won 9% of the new NYC electorate. Most New Yorkers oppose his policy. Zoran Mandani can be defeated in November, but it does require all hands on deck. Here's how. Andrew Cuomo must drop out. QT Silva must drop out. Eric Adams' only alternative becomes the anti-socialist candidate. Mandani believes in abolishing prisons. The NYPD voted against revenge porn laws. Wants a £40 minimum wage. Are you fucking for real?
They think so.
Fucking Jesus Christ!
That's what I remember. I thought it was $30 minimum wage for New York City.
No, he wants £40 supposedly minimum wage. My God, it's like New York's run by fucking retards. Raising minimum wage doesn't fucking help anyone. You need to fucking create more supply of housing. More supply of housing means prices will have to be lower.
If you're going to raise minimum wage all in one go, that will be a problem.
That will cripple companies. That'll push Wall Street firms to fucking leave New York. That'll push companies to leave.
If they really want to do that, they have to slowly increase it over time. So that way they can catch up.
Over time. Don't do it in one fucking instant.
It just makes it hard for businesses to adapt.
He wants to abolish prisons.
And replace them with what? Where all the prisoners go?
We need the Bill Ackmans and Daniel Lubes to fund massive grassroots campaigns. We need the middle and lower class demographic knocking on doors. We need students from all campuses to dominate social media. We need to racially diverse constituents reaching out to neighbours in different languages. We need Eric Adams to clearly articulate the policies he will advance to ease the cost of living, provide affordable housing, keep crime low. He must also demonstrate why socialism would be disastrous for the city. Mandani is not inevitable.
So what else is there?
A SpaceX Starship.
I'd take Eric Adams over that freaking communist. The thing is, though, if we allow a communist like that hitting New York, right? It'll only spread to other fucking states.
But he has such great ideas.
What ideas? Raising minimum wage, abolishing prisons.
Wait, abolishing prisons?
Yes, he wants to defund the NYPD.
Oh, I heard of that, but I heard of
How
that.
How does that help anybody? The reason why New York is fucked because they're lax on crime, and you want to fucking get rid of any freaking law enforcement.
So pretty much anyone can commit a crime and not go to jail.
Basically, yes. He also said he has no intention of working with ICE.
So I can just loot a store and not.
Yes, under this guy, because if he wants to get rid of NYPD, it's not going to help anybody, is it?
You can't just replace.
It's just going to encourage more crime.
Just get rid of prisons and not have some kind of replacement where all law offenders could be housed.
Supposedly, he says he wants them to help people rehabilitate people, which I don't believe in the slightest.
I would say that'd be great, but we should. But if he does get elected, we should see if he actually does it. Which, you know, that we can't take that chance if he does or doesn't do it. But I don't think he would be able to like abolish the prisons, though. I don't think he would be able to do that.
That's not possible.
Yeah, that's not possible. There has to be some. There has to be some place that we can put criminals.
He
Like,
could
there's
actually,
no way that he'll be able to pull. There's no way he'll be able to pull that off, like logically.
he could set up a center for rehabilitation and then filter maybe prisoners into that system in case of extreme scenarios. That's what I would do. Keep the prisons,
Yeah,
at least create some center of rehabilitation for high offenders in case of extreme situations. And if anything regarding those prisoners are resolved, then, well,
My question is, why the fuck are you trying to get Adams is now an independent? Why not get him to switch over to?
because he doesn't like Trump. Does he? I don't know. I really don't know Eric Adams like that.
I don't think he hates Trump. I think he's mutual.
Yeah, he might be mutual.
New York cannot have that Mandani guy. He's not going to be good for the city. And I don't want to see New York get any worse than it already is. I already feel like they're going to lose tons of people.
Yeah, Muslims are going to just be flooding in New York, and it's going to be Muslim central here. Shoot. Jewish people might actually move out of New York.
Well, they will. And where do you think those people are going to go?
Either Israel or some other state.
Probably Texas or Florida.
Yeah, one of those.
Tons of Jews have moved to Florida recently.
Yeah, some of them will probably either go back to Israel.
Some might go to Israel. Some might honestly move back. Some might go to Israel. Some might move to Texas. Some might move to Florida. Or quite frankly, some might move to Tennessee. Because Tennessee is becoming very big for them as well.
Dang. I should probably go to...
Lots of hedge funds are in Tennessee.
So if the Muslims flood in, they're just pretty much
No chance we have 2 million in this country illegally. You think British men would go away to fight and leave these foreign sex cases at home where our women and children? I'd cut off my arm rather than fight for you. I don't blame him. I would.
So, like, Muslims will become the new Jews in New York then?
They'll never be the new Jews.
Well, not the new Jews, but you know what I mean. Like, there'll be a ton of them.
Yeah, they'll overplace them, but they will. To be fair, New York's been a shithole for years, and even the rich Jews, a lot of them have left because they realised New York's become a shithole. Same with California. A lot of the people in San Francisco that were Jewish, they left and moved to a better state.
That is true. But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Microsoft says goodbye to the Windows blue screen of death.
Well, this is interesting, guys. U.S. intelligence believes Pakistan is developing a nuclear-armed ICBM capable of reaching the United States. Why would Pakistan try and do this?
Nuclear weapons.
I love how these people are saying, Iran, how America got humiliated by Iran. How did America get humiliated by Iran? Israel alone decapitated half their military power. You got fucking countries like Russia and China shaking their boots, shaking and scared.
Muslim women don't want to see Christian preachers in London. They want to rule our house.
I don't want to see Muslims praying on the street in London. I don't want to see Muslims in general praying in our fucking cities and towns. They want to do it in their mosques. I'm not against people coming for a better life here. But if you want to come here, you got to speak the fucking language. You've got to fucking integrate. We're a nation where that allows people to practice multiple faiths. We have Punjabis, we have fucking Sikhs, we have Jews, we have Christians.
I'll be honest.
I'm pretty sure we've got some Buddhists as well, or Sikhs.
I think somewhere this
You're allowed
year
to practice your religion. But anybody that tries to enforce his religion down someone's throat in this country.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I just found out about Sikhs like earlier this year.
Sikhs are not bad people. They're actually very conservative in this country. And they despise Muslims just as much as we do. There's certain Indians that despise them as well. Bengalis, I'm pretty sure they despise them as well. They know firsthand what Islam's done to their countries. Sure, there's people in Asia and there's Syrian people, right? The Syrian Druze. There's Syrian Druze people right? They're another. Ironically, the Druze, right? They're another form. They're another sect of Islam, right?
The Druze are another sect of Islam.
Yes.
That doesn't even sound like it's from Islam, but I guess.
It's a sect of Israel. It's a long lost sect of Islam. They go out in Islam and these Muslims, right? They go after their own fucking people, their own religion, their own people in a different sect.
I see. Do they like? I'm not gonna lie. I know the nation.
Did you hear about the fact that those Druze Christians, right, back in Syria, right? As soon as that Islam caliphate in Syria took over a couple months ago, those people, it wasn't on the news because they hid it.
Of course, they
There's
did.
tons of those people that freaking got murdered. Russia was the only one protecting them.
Yeah, I
Never
also
used them. Those people,
heard.
a lot of those people got perished.
I also hear.
This woman's wearing yellow hair and she's got a piercing under her lip. Are you surprised how the fact that she just got her universal credit stopped?
No. But yeah, it's like man, these people.
I've
I'm
got a
not gonna.
question to ask you guys, right? Do
Yeah,
you
what's
think
up?
it's been do you think the West has been a bit lax in their standards of children, right? Allowing certain people with mental deformities to live. But we've allowed people that have that mental deformities, like, to the point where literally they're never going to be able to work. They're never going to really be able to contribute to society. And effectively, they're just going to be a tax burden. I feel like over the last 20, 50 to 100 years, we've allowed people to live, but quite frankly, are just going to be a net burden. Like, we've got people that quite honestly need to be fed through tubes. We've got people that are that mentally deformed that they're never going to be able to work. Never going to be able to work a job. Or the simplest of jobs. And they're just going to be a net drain.
I would say they're.
I think I can see us going back to the point where literally a certain point where with eugenists, right? Where literally we allow only certain people to live, right? As long as they're able to work, as long as they're able to contribute, as long as their actually bodily functions are normal. Because I think it's going to cost too much for the government and the state to keep these people alive.
People with like physical deformities.
Physically, to the point where they're never going to be able to contribute, never going to be able to work, and they're always going to need someone watching them 24/7.
I do think
I
people
think it's
with.
going to come to the point where in the future, I don't know when, next 10, 20 years, I feel like these people will no longer be a part of the society because the government is costing the government too much. And I'm sure the freaking social activists will probably have a field day over it, but it's going to happen. Because the government doesn't have the money. Our UK government doesn't have the money. I doubt America has the money to keep these people alive.
The governments are. Both of our governments are already in debt, so.
Yeah.
Care.
I can't say how they'd put up with it. They had a fucking fight, right? I mean, I'm sure you heard of this, right? They had there was their battle with some fucking some mother to fucking keep her kid on life support, right? When he had to be fed through a tube, right?
Yeah,
There's
something
sympathy
like
from
that.
some people to keep him alive, and there's sympathy from some people let him fucking rest, let him die. It was in the newspapers and I think a couple of years back. I think his name was Archie or something like that. They'll come to it. Because, so what is a eugenist?
Good question.
Because they used to say that Hitler was a eugenist, like you only want people from certain races.
Yeah, I think Hitler only wanted like white people or something.
I don't think he wanted white people. I don't think he had anything against blacks. In fact, there's a black man that was competing in the Olympics during the Nazi reign, right? He got more respect from the Nazis than he actually did from the fucking his own people in America at the time.
I think I saw that a while back.
Yeah. So what else is there?
I think that's us.
Okay.
All right, peace.
Peace.